So today I was going through the comments section on my YouTube channel and somebody expressed to me that they were really frustrated with the CAGED system and they're ready to give up on it. And then he told me a few reasons why, and it reminded me a lot of the frustrations I had back when I was learning it. And it took me a while to finally figure out a way of thinking about it to where it finally clicked. And so I wanted to make this video. It's just going to be a quick video. It's not a huge lesson on the CAGED system. You can find all that on the website. What it's going to be that one way of thinking about it that unlocked it for me. And hopefully it can help all of you guys as much as it's helped me. So here's the general idea. If you just take CAGED, I'm so glad it spells a word, C-A-G-E-D. It could have easily not spelled the word. That would have made it way harder. Okay, now if we just think of these as forms, the C form, the A form, G form, E form, and the D form, already it's starting to make more sense to a lot of people because a lot of people know how to play those shapes. Now, if I told you that you could take each one of these forms and eventually move it up and down the neck and create any type of chord you want, it's a huge breakthrough for a lot of people. The problem is when you're playing a C chord, let's say an open C, and you want to move it up a few frets. A lot of people think you could just slide your fingers up like, but you already hear a problem, right? Here's why. You have two open strings being left behind as you move your fingers up. So you can't just go from C and then think I'm going to play C sharp major and just move up one fret. It doesn't work that way, unfortunately. I wish it did. Instead, what we're going to do is we're going to recreate the C chord using the other three fingers like that, and that frees up our index finger. So watch. Now if we slide up one fret, we can just bar across those strings that were open, and now we have a pure chord. That's a C sharp major chord. If we move it up again, now we have D major, D sharp, a major, E major, F major, and so on. You can just keep climbing all the way up till you hit the octave C. Now people do get confused at that level, but a lot of people end up figuring that out and they're like, oh, cool, I could just move this shape, which is known as the C form to them, all around, and I have different types of chords. So you could do minor chords as well using the CAGED system. You could do scales. There's all sorts of things you can do. And like I said, we cover it all on the website. But let's just keep it in the major world today just to keep it simple. So as you can see, I used the same shape to play different chords, right? We used this shape and we made an open C chord, right? We kept the same shape, moved it up and barred it and became C sharp major. Moved it up again, became D major, and so on. Here's where the confusion comes. It's in the terminology. A lot of people will say, I'm using a C form to play a D chord here. And right away when I hear that, my brain wants to just melt down. It just can't handle the idea of playing a D using a C. So what made all the difference for me and a lot of my students is if you simply call this form the first form, instead of calling it the C form. When you change the terminology, it gets rid of a lot of the confusion. Check this out. So now I'm going to call this the first form of the CAGED system. Just like A will be the second form, G will be the third, E will be the fourth, D will be the fifth form. So each letter in CAGED gets its own number, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here's why this is so beneficial. So now I could say I'm going to use the first form to play a D major chord. First form, slide it up till your pinky hits the D note and you have D major using the first form. Isn't that a lot less clutter? So now we're going to move it up 2 more frets. Now we're going to use the first form to play an E major chord. I can also use the first form to play the F chord, F major. In the future, when you really learn the CAGED system, you'll be like, okay, I can also play the F major scale using that form. I could do the F major pentatonic. I can even do F minor pentatonic. Everything's going to be available to you once you get the system down like that. Try this with all 5 forms and you're going to see how much this makes sense now. When you master the CAGED system, here's the beauty of it. You can use all 5 forms simultaneously. So let's say we start with C major, first form, right? Now I'm going to play C major using the second form. Notice how they're stacked right on top of each other like puzzle pieces? Let's play C major using the third form. This one's tough for me. That shape is not easy. Let's play C major using the fourth form. Okay. Notice they're all right next to each other. Let's play C major using the fifth form. Starting to sound crazy way up there. All right, I just played C major using 5 different forms. And then where does it default to after that? The first form again. Imagine the power you're going to have over the entire neck when you could play C major in 5 different places. Also including the scales involved in it, Eventually you just solo all over the neck because you could just paste them next to each other and it all works out for you. But to get to that level, make sure you check it out on the website. There are a lot of great resources for the cage system online, but we really focus in on it on a certain section of the website, and I'm excited about it. So go there if you want and learn in depth all about the cage system. But I'm hoping just having this new terminology and seeing it a new way is going to help anyone who's currently struggling with the cage system and help them get over that weird hump that we all find ourselves at eventually. So hopefully that opens the doors for you. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Hopefully that helps a lot of people, and we'll catch you at the next lesson. Okay, bye.